Alright, let's try this again. That was a bit irritating. I'll have to figure out how I can merge these two videos together. Alright, let's go do some damage. Maybe the game was sensing that I was saying some racist stuff and from Blazing Saddles and decided to punish me. Camptown Lady. I don't believe we know that song. How does that go? And the railroad workers start singing. Oh my god, what was the guy's name? Oh, God, what was that guy's name? Oh god, I used to... Slim Pickens. Oh my god. Slim Pickens. I sure would appreciate it if you would hang him until he were dead. Oh no, how did he say it? It was like, I sure wish you could find it in your heart to hang him until he were dead. What? What in the wild world of sports is going on here? I come back and find you singing like a bunch of Kansas City faggots. More beans, Mr. Taggart? I'd say you boys have had enough. Oh, I'm not even drunk. Oh, that is such a fun movie. Yeah, Slim Pickens. His best works were Blazing Saddles and what was the other one? Doctor Strangelove. Yes. Doctor Strangelove. How I learned to stop worrying and love the bomb. Peter Sellers, and what was it? How many roles did he have in that film? It was like 3 or 4 different characters he did. It's hysterical. Let's see. Peter Sellers. He was the president. He was Doctor Strangelove. And I might be confused with a different film. There was one film he had where he did like 3 different roles. I think that one was the one where he had 3 different roles. That was The Mouse That Roared. Oh, and I need to watch that one again. That one is... I don't even think that's on Netflix. I don't know where I can get that one. I think actually, you know what? I studied that film in high school. We had this crazy film class teacher who liked that film and made us watch it. It was hysterical. Oh, so much truth in that movie too. Oh, if you haven't watched it, Google The Mouse That Roared. It's about this tiny little European country. They're like going bankrupt. They're like this. It's like the size of Liechtenstein or whatever, Liechtenberg, whatever. Like a tiny little, you know. Like if the country was more than 500 feet, I'd be shocked, right? So it's this tiny little European country. So they're running out of money, and so they realize, we need to get some. What are we doing here? Why am I not fighting this guy? Come on, let's go. So they decide that they're going to declare nuclear war on the United States because they postulate that anybody who the United States defeats is going to get a bunch of foreign aid. So like, okay, we're going to declare war with the United States. We're going to pretend that we have a nuclear bomb. Then we'll surrender. And we're going to get all this financial aid, and we'll be set for life. That was the whole premise of the movie. Peter Sellers plays the Queen, one of the Queen's advisors, and then this military officer. You might have even done a 4th role. I can't remember, but it was like one of these weird films where he plays all these different roles. I don't know where I'm going with this. Just kind of riffing. But yeah, Doctor Strangelove. Man, the first time I saw that film, I'm like, oh my god, what am I watching? And about the second or the third viewing, I'm like, this is like the funniest thing ever. Gentlemen, you can't fight here. This is the war room. Very interesting premise on Doctor Strangelove, and it's actually quite frightening because, again, not to give away my age, but I did grow up during the Cold War, and nuclear annihilation was something that weighed on me from time to time because it was a very real possibility. So the premise of Doctor Strangelove, if you've not watched it, is so it's during it's when the Cold War was still a thing. So you got the United States and you got the Soviet Union, both nuked up, and there's this Air Force. What was he, like a colonel? Yeah, was he the colonel? Yeah, I think it was a colonel, and he has access to the nuclear launch codes. He sends out a communication to all of the B-52 bombers that are circling the globe. And he sends the codes that authorize them to nuke Russia. Probably not a feasible scenario because there's more controls in real life than were depicted in the film. But in any case, the premise was that he managed to get the codes sent out, and they were authenticated by the pilots of the B-52 bombers, and so they started their attack on Russia. And so they were, about back in the day. I think this was I can't remember how far away they were from their targets. Let's say that they were, 30 to 60 minutes away from their targets. And it comes to the attention of the Pentagon, and so they established this emergency meeting in the war room in the Pentagon. So the President of the United States is there, and all of his top generals and stuff. They bring in this Russian ambassador, and the president is depicted as a pussy. I mean, he's just like, he's just liberal, whatever. But he's trying to appease the Russians. He's like, hey, we're going to try to recall our bombers, which is a good thing to do, right? And that was a good call to try to pull the bombers back. Don't disagree with that whatsoever. But there was one bomber where they were not able to contact, and it's the one that is piloted by Slim Pickens' character. And so they said, we're not able to recall. And what happened was that they got into some kind of a fight, some kind of fighter plane or something attacked them. I can't remember how they got attacked, but it knocked out their radio. So they, Slim Pickens' crew, they pull off the impossible. They salvage the aircraft. They're still able to calculate that, okay, we don't have enough fuel to reach our primary target, but we have enough fuel to reach our secondary target. And Slim Pickens is like, let's do it. We've got a mission to do. And so he's trying to motivate the crew. And it's hysterical because, he's given this inspirational speech while the Battle of the Old Republic music is playing in the background. Or it's like this choir. And when I'm watching it, it is just like, I watched it the first time, and there's this it's just so ironical that on the one hand you're rooting for this noble, courageous crew, like they're doing their best. They were in a tight spot. They're trying to complete their mission. On the other hand, if they complete their mission, it's going to trigger a nuclear holocaust. And it's like, I want to root for these guys, but if they succeed, because the whole plot was that, unbeknownst to the world, Russia had just, again, this is all fiction, but Russia had just instituted what they call the doomsday machine, where if any one of their cities was nuked, it would trigger an automatic response where it would be basically, it was mutually assured destruction is what it was. See, are we done? We have our, nope, we are done. We have 0 out of 5. Okay, well, I'm going to head over to my sister's house, have a Thanksgiving dinner. Hope you enjoyed the video. Peace.